How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mo, and today we are going to be installing the Sherpa equipment roof rack on the Sequoia. This is the Belford. It fits the first gens, and I cannot wait. Been waiting for it for a while. We do have the factory roof rack on the Sequoia, but you know, we want to put lights and all these add-ons, so we need to switch to this roof rack. Before I open it up and show you what's inside, we're going to go ahead and take the factory roof rack off. That way, once we have it all cleaned up, we can go ahead and just assemble this one and go ahead and put it up top. It's by myself, so I'm gonna do it a little bit different than what normally people do, so just follow along. I'm gonna try to do as much as step by step as I can, and yeah, so let's get into it. All right, first thing we do need is a trim removal tool, just so we can pop the covers off so we can expose the bolts and nuts. So I would highly recommend get one of those. Let me figure out the right tool for this, and then we'll go ahead and pop those plastic covers so I can show y'all where the bolts are at. All right, so we have 3 covers we need to pop off. This front cover right here, and then we have one in the center right here, and then we have another one in the back that we need to pop off, and that will expose all the bolts that are attaching the rack to the roof of the truck. So let me go ahead and pop those off, and I'll show y'all where the nuts are at. These are going to be T30s torque bit, and same thing with the side ones and then the rear. Now with the side, you won't be able to take off this bracket until you take off these bolts right here, and then once you remove the rack, then you can get to this little bolt right here and take off this bracket. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the rears, the sides, and the fronts, and it's fairly simple so far. So let's go ahead and take them off, and then let me do the other side, and then we can move to installing the Belford rack. All right, so total you're gonna have 2 for the front, 2 for the rear, and then 2 for the side, and then you're gonna have another silver one for the center of the rack, for that center bracket. Now we cannot get to that one yet until we lift the rack like this and then remove it, and then attach the rack to the bracket so you won't lose those 2 black bolts right here. So let me go ahead and do that, and then do the other side, and then we can take the roof off. All right, everyone, so we finally removed all the bolts, so nothing's holding the rack right now. As you can see, it can be easily removed. Of course, you really want 2 people. That's the best way, because as much as you think this is heavier than it looks, but we are going to go ahead and clean this area once we take off the roof rack before we install the new one. So I cleaned this area as much as I can, but again, my roof still needs a lot of cleaning. It's dirty, even though I just washed the truck. I didn't hand wash it, I went through a car wash. But anyways, let's go ahead and open up the box and see what's all inside the Belford roof rack. All right, so the package is open, and as you can tell, everything is packaged pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of open up everything and see what we all have, and then I'll lay it out so y'all can see, and then go ahead and assemble it and install it on the roof. All right, so this is everything we have in the kit to be able to install this roof rack. Now we're gonna have these 6 and 6. These are gonna be separate. They have them in a bags that are separate. Those are for the fairings, and everything else is for the roof rack itself to attach those crossbars. Now we do have them marked. They have the rear, M is for the middle, and then F is for the front, and of course they have those rubber pieces that go on. And we got 2 side blades and 8 crossbars and 1 fairing. So let me go ahead and install the fairing first, since that's the easiest one, and then we'll go ahead and install the brackets on the crossbars, mount those up, and then mount the side blades on. So hopefully it won't take too long, but I'm gonna try to get it as detailed as I can. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so this is the fairing and the crossbar. I would line it up like that before you do anything. And here's the T-nuts. Now we need 6 of them to be installed, so we're just gonna go ahead and install. All you're gonna do is just do it like that and push them through. That way you have 1, and we have 2. Of course, we need 1 on the other side. and then of course 3 at the bottom of the slits, and that way we can mount all 6 bolts. All right, so once you line up those T nuts, then you get your washer, you get your screw, and kind of hand tighten them, and you do it for all 6. Now I forgot, I just needed to line them up. I didn't put them on, so I'm gonna go ahead back and put the washers on and tighten everything back up. All right, so the fairing is done and it's loose. We just need to adjust it whenever we install the whole rack. But now next step is to install these brackets. Now you have 3, so we're going to use 3 crossbars, and we have 12 T-nuts that are going to go in here, 2 on each side, and then we have 12 of the silver ones that we're going to use to tighten down with 12 of the silver washers. Let me go ahead and attach those brackets to the crossbars, and once they're done, I'll show y'all the next step and mount on these crossbars to the roof. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your T-nuts, insert them, move them forward, insert them, move them forward. Make sure they're all facing the same direction. I don't know, my OCD is kicking in. But so you install your bracket like that. You have your nut and washer, and you go ahead and get it threaded in and leave it hand tight. And you do it again for the other side like this, where you're able to move them back and forward whenever we are installing them on top of the roof, so we can adjust it. Anyways, go ahead and do that for the front, rear, and middle. All right, so we finally got those crossbars and brackets on together, so they're fairly loose right now. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and mount them on top of the truck, and then we can adjust them whenever we attach the side blade to those 3 crossbars, and then install the rest of the crossbars on the rack. So let's go ahead and start with the front and then move our way back. So this is the way you want to orient them. So you want that rubber piece, and then the bracket, and then 2 silver nuts with the washer with the rubber, and then leave them loose. Even this is not really tight, so once you get them kind of mounted up loose on both sides, and then we'll adjust them and tighten them up whenever the side blades go on. So let's go ahead and do it for the center and rear, and then move to installing the side blades. But it's fairly simple, it's really not hard, it's common sense for the most part. But just make sure you put the rubber, use the silver nut, and then the washer with the rubber piece, and then tighten them up whenever everything is done. But for right now, leave them loose, get everything situated, and then once we get ready to put the side blades on, I'll show y'all how to install those. All right, so we finally got the crossbars installed, all 3 main crossbars. They are loosely now. So we're gonna go ahead and bring one side blade and kind of bolt it on loosely, and then we're gonna do the other side. So I did get the side blades on, and the 3 main crossbars, they are loose. I need to go ahead and tighten them. This was a pain in the butt doing it by myself, so you definitely need a second hand just to make it easier. And the way I did it is I moved everything all the way forward. Still have to play with the alignment on side to side. I still got to install the fairing. The fairing is fairly easy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then show y'all kind of the finished product before tightening everything up. Once I tighten everything up, I'll show y'all how it is completely. But again, the alignment, you're just gonna have to play with it, have somebody kind of eye it with you, make sure that it's level. I wish they made it where it levels itself out on the side to side, because I can pull it all the way to the right, and that part will be short and this one will be long. I just don't like it that way, you know. There's not really a hard center for it. It needs to be centered right. But yeah, anyways, let me go ahead and get the front fairing on, and then we can move to the next step. All right, so the roof rack is installed minus the 4 crossbars that are secondary. The main 3 crossbars are installed, the side blades and the front fairing. Everything seems to be straight. It was a pain in the butt trying to get it aligned, but it's finally aligned as best as I can. Again, I have everything in the most forward position, just so it'll be easier to align. Now you can play with it and see what you like, but for me, this is the best way that I knew how to do it, and man, it looks pretty good. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the crossbars, and I will show y'all how it looks during the daylight because it's getting dark right now. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right guys, it is the next day, and finally the Sequoia is done. The roof rack is on. As you can see, it looks absolutely amazing. I couldn't be any happier with the roof rack. All the crossbars are on, and this thing is so high quality and just so rigid that it shakes the whole truck. Now I might remove some of these crossbars because, to be honest with you, kind of, especially the center one, this is the main one of the main ones. It is blocking my sunroof. As you can see, I don't have the full opening, so it's not like I'm gonna stick my head out or anything like that, but it just, you know, whenever I open the sunroof I get to see this. But other than that, everything looks amazing, and just the quality and the powder coat, I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. But yeah guys, if you do like this video, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, we'll have more mods for the Sequoia coming, so just keep in tune, and I'll see y'all next video.